Welcome everyone. Just getting set up and ready to go. Yes, we're going to be getting an SH object tonight. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be flipping the filter in a few minutes here. Okay, we're just getting ourselves ready to go. Yeah, it's an SH object, and we'll learn a little bit about this tonight. We tried getting this about, what was it, about 3 weeks ago? We tried getting this in just a regular filter, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. So tonight, a little bit different. Tonight we're going to try, and we're going to do it with a hydrogen alpha filter on the camera on the left. We're not going to flip the camera on the right. We're just going to take long exposure with the camera on the right with just a regular colored filter. And we'll see what we get. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. Yeah, it's a shh. It's a shh object. And we're right where we want to be. Absolutely right where we want to be. So this is going to be super exciting. I'll be flipping this here. And this again is called SH2-129. And this actually has a name. If I remember correctly, I'll pull it up right now. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Okay. I had an idea of what it was. It's called the Flying Bat Nebula. We're going to learn about SH objects tonight. So we're going to learn a little bit. We're going to have some fun tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share out this link to every single person. We're going to do that right now. By the way, it's like 1 billion degrees today. We're just sharing it out here, so just give me a minute here. We gotta wait for the guider anyways. We gotta wait for the guider to calibrate, and this way we'll be good. But if you're looking at the stars that are on the image here, okay, the middle of the Flying Bat Nebula, and I'm gonna use my cursor on here so you can see, hi, the cursor, which is on the camera on the left. Okay, you got these two stars here. Now, if I were to do these in color, one of these is red and one of these is like white yellowish. Okay, Flying Bat Nebula is gonna sit right along here. Okay, so you're gonna see like it's like a crescent right through here. Okay, now what's really cool about this object, and I would like to do this in color too, if possible, because I think this would look really cool, is in the middle, right where these two stars are, there's what it looks like. It's like a jellyfish of some sort. It looks really, really cool. And it, with like a mushroom, it's gonna be like right here. So it almost looks non-existent in this image, which is crazy. So we're gonna do this in luminance. We're gonna do this in red. We're gonna do this in green. We're gonna do this in blue, and then we're gonna flip to hydrogen alpha, and we'll finish it off in HA. So this is gonna be pretty interesting to see how we're going to get this. And then what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to combine all of them. Because if you ever get a chance, take a look at SH2-129. It's a really, really cool object. So I'm just sending out to everybody here. I need a fan in here. This is ridiculous. It's so friggin' hot in here. Alright, so I sent it out to everyone. Alright. So we're just about ready to guide. Stars look pretty good on the guider, too. So I tightened it up. You know, it was kind of loose. And I think that was part of the problem, is that it was really loose, so that way the guiding was a little off. And we were having a little bit of problems. But we fixed it, and we're in good shape. Now my question is, why isn't it my cartridge to seal working? Let's see. Welcome, Joanne. I gotta get the... Let's see here, hang on. Let's go back to this here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then go back to this. Alright, there we go. There we go. Now we can see the time. I was wondering where the time went on this. So we can be able to see the exposure time. That's what I want. Okay. And we'll shrink it down if we have to. Alright, there we go. Alright, and we're guiding now. Yay for guiding. There we go. There we go. And now we have everything back. Woohoo! Everything is back and we are golden. So we're going to take a 7-minute exposure on the camera on the left. And we'll do a 6. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Oh no, we can't, because this is the luminance filter, so we gotta go 1. Okay. And we'll take 6. Thinking this in my head. 42 times 4, 160. That's 3 hours. That would be too long. I want to do 5. That's 35 minutes. Yeah, that should be good. So we'll take 5 images of everything. Perfect. So we'll do it that way. I had to think in my head. And hello there, Swabani. And Chris is on Astronomy Livestream. Welcome, Chris. So, if you're just joining me, and yes, Chris, I want to be getting the comet too. I'm going to put my camera on a tripod, and I'm going to try to get the comet too. So, everyone. So, if you haven't heard the news, okay, the news about the comet, all right, the comet is close, okay, and it's almost borderline of being a naked eye comet, which is crazy to think about. And the comet's name is Neowise. So the actual name of the comet is C/2020 F3 Neowise. And you'll be able to get this comet bright and early in the morning, like bright and early, which I think is really cool. Welcome, Bobby. You're just getting things together. All right. Now that's set. So now we're going to start imaging there. Now we have both cameras set and ready to go. How's everyone doing out there tonight? Can you give me a drink, please? Yes, you are, Dave. I am Chris. Move the card to the seal so you can see it. This object is actually not on card to the seal, which is really strange. The two bright stars that you'll see in view, I just got to move it over here, which I think is like right there. Yes, okay, and move it just a little bit over to the top left, so right there. Okay, and then we'll zoom in here. There we go. Alright, perfect. So you can see these two stars. So the first star you see there is HD 202380. That's the red giant. And then you have HD 202214. These are the two stars that sit right off of, and it's going to look like it's like right here. And this is SH2 129. If I type in SH2, it does not show up in Carte de Ciel, which is really strange. And it's a hydrogen emission nebula. And it does not show up. Now in Sky Safari it does show up, which is very strange. So in about 2 minutes we'll have the first one. Yes, the flying bat. Actually, the real flying bats. Well, this is the flying bat nebula, which is kind of neat. We're going to change the time on this here. So we're going to do 7 minutes and 8 minutes. That's 7 minutes and 8 minutes. There we go. Using the sky glow filter. There we go. Alright, so the camera on the left is done. So let's take a look and see what we get. Now this is on the luminance filter on the camera on the left. So we'll maximize it here, make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Now we may not get a bunch of detail. And again, this is a 7-minute image in the regular luminance filter. Whoa, that's bright. Ha! There's a lot of dust motes there. Yeah, because I think with this object, what's going to happen is I'm going to need... Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of stacked images for this one. And I thought I cleaned all the dust motes off the camera. Justin, welcome. Yeah, it does show up in Sky Safari, but it's just crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to stack these one on top of the other. Alright, so the one on the right is going to be coming through here. Oh, I did miss. Did I miss a few? I did. I did. Maybe not. No, this is the first one. Okay. Guiding is pretty good. Because these are the bright stars right there. Okay. Now let me see something here. Now, there should be a mushroom-shaped object right in this area, right here. There should be. I'm gonna try to see if we can enhance it. And you could, I think you could just barely see it. Other than this dust mote right here, which we could get rid of that post-processing. So that I'm not worried about. That's easy enough. Alright, so the first image is done. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do colored camera. Okay. And you're going to notice the two stars here. We'll zoom it in. Right there. There we go. So look at the two different stars. I mean, that's really cool. So you get a yellowish star right here, yellowish reddish, which is this one here. Actually, it's not showing up any cursor here. Hang on. That's why there's no capture cursor. Well, that would probably be why. There we go. Now there's a capture cursor. So there's this one right here. And then you have this one up here, which is like a whitish star. How about that? That's pretty cool. June bugs. Ugh. That's true. Getting hit or getting shot would be even worse. That would be atrocious. Hmm. It's a very, very, very faint object. So we'd have to take a ton of exposures in luminance to see if we can pull out some detail. I don't know if anybody has gotten a chance to look at this, which is called it's a sharpless object is what it's actually called. You know, dust motes are driving me insane. And I put a lens cap on every single time too, and that's what really makes me mad. We're really trying to stretch this. Dust motes be gone. So many dust motes all over the place. It's crazy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 gigantic dust motes. So I'll have to check the camera again. What I use is it's an air canister, and it just sprays the air, and this tiniest little speck of dust. And when you magnify it, when you take a telescope and you're focusing it, that dust mote becomes gigantic. So we're gonna take about 3 of these, and then we're gonna flip it to hydrogen alpha. So we've taken, let me see here, go back to 25%. 25%, so we've taken 1. We've taken 2 so far, so we're on number 3 right now. So, for some reason, how come the progress bar is not showing up on the QHY? Interesting. Let's find out why. There's that one. Huh. It disappeared for some weird reason. Okay. I'll have to get it back. I know, it's crazy. The sub count's back again. It was at 0 for the longest time, and all of a sudden it's back. I have a 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I can get back to 4 so I can have 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we've been pretty stagnant with the subs for a while. I haven't really gone out and like went nuts. Alright, so now that third one is done. So that is 21 minutes of exposure time, which is awesome. So that is great. So that's 1. Here's 2. And there's 3. So you can see it's starting to get darker. Because it's starting to get higher and higher in the sky. Which is good. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. You can barely see something right here. And it's just barely. And that's where that is. There's going to be like a little mushroom right here. And then the actual nebula is going to sit right through here. When I flip this to hydrogen alpha, you're going to notice the difference. There's going to be a gigantic difference. Yeah, temporary blinded. Sorry. That's what happens when you play with the histogram. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to stop the guider for a second. And then we're going to flip the filter. Okay? We're going to flip it to hydrogen alpha. So I will be right back. Hydrogen alpha. I'll turn off the lights out here. There we go. Alright. We may have to refocus because I'm going to go back to video mode. See if we got anything here. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, so it looks like it's a little bit out of focus, but that's okay because guess what? We got the AccuFocus. So let's focus this thing. Well, too much. Look at that. How awesome is that? Oh, it's getting in better in focus. Getting better. Getting better. That should do it right there. Right there. That should do it. That should be pretty good in focus, I think, right? What do you think, people? Is that good? I think that's pretty good. We can zoom it in even more here. Let's see. I'd say that's pretty good. Alright, perfect. So even some of the brighter stars are showing up, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Alright. Now we'll turn the guider back on. now, let's take... I just want to see what we got here. So I'm going to take about a 40-second exposure just to see how it looks. Alright, we'll take a 40-second exposure. It looks like it's like delayed on this here. I don't know what its problem is. 48. Yeah, it looks like we're delayed here. What's its problem? What's its problem? Let me see here. Huh. I don't know why it's delayed here. What it's doing. Yeah, for some odd reason, it's like not carrying over. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working fine. Okay. I don't know what it was doing, but whatever. All right. Now let's see here. This is a 40-second exposure here. Alright, so you're gonna just barely see the nebula. Alright, so I don't know if you could see it or not. But I have the camera on the right, just ignore that. But if you're looking at it carefully, you can see it. You follow the mouse, okay? You can see it right there, and then it whoops around like two bat wings. So you got one bat wing right here, and you got one bat wing right here. So this is going to be your flying bat nebula right here. Again, this is just a 40-second exposure. And what's really crazy is that we took a 7-minute exposure on luminance, and you couldn't see it. That's the crazy part. I mean, that's just amazing. And we took a 40-second exposure, and we're getting something. So, with that being said, we are going to go to 7 for that. We're going to get a 7-minute exposure. We're going to take about 7 of these. And we're going to go. Does look kind of cool, though. The way the camera on the right. Does look kind of interesting. Very interesting. So here we go. So now we're going to see what the image is going to look like in hydrogen alpha. Now this is going to be really cool. Pull that up. Now let me get the progress bar on the camera on the right. So it like somehow disappeared. I don't know how it could disappear like that, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. Alright. just getting this ready here for the camera on the left here. Or camera on the right, I'm sorry. Camera on the right. Yeah, the right camera looks like the Matrix. Yeah, I know, isn't that cool? Well, what happened was I was taking an image, and when I walked out there to change the filter, it could be, you know, it's very finicky when I move the filter and I flick the filter over. So when I flicked the filter, the stars moved up and down. That's why I turned the guider off, because I knew that was going to happen. Eventually, down the road, I would love, and I mean I would love to get a motorized filter wheel. And that would be absolutely epic. But that is down the road. I mean, again, you're only... With having the AccuFocus on here, it's not a huge deal to me. Because getting the AccuFocus, I can, you know, focus this from inside. I don't have to worry about going back and forth, doing anything. It just does it, you know, naturally it does it for me, so... We almost got it there. There it is, that. So we're going to take these two here. Okay. Okay, that's what I want. I'm going to move that over here. Make it bigger here. There we go. So now you can see that. Now we're going to use what's called chroma key, which I think is pretty awesome. Chroma key, yes. And then custom, select color. I'm going to pick the screen color, so this way we can go bye-bye. Yep, hit OK. There we go. And now you have your progress bar. Perfect. All right. Yeah, SH, and in a few minutes I'm going to go over some SH objects too. Because we're going to have a little bit of a story time, which is going to be great. So, while we're waiting, because we got about 4 minutes, which is good, we're going to get rid of the Deep Sky Stacker Live, because we haven't even broken the surface for that one yet. So, we're going to get rid of that. This way we'll be able to see the full feature of the image itself. Okay, and then we're going to change up at the top here. So, we are going to do properties. We're going to do 7 gain. Whoops. 7, and we're changing that from the, instead of the luminance filter, it's going to be the Svobony, SVBONY H alpha filter. And we're taking a 7-minute exposure, so that's staying the same. That one's staying the same because we're taking an 8 minute. That doesn't change, so we're set to go with that. All right. Perfect. So now, I had a bat house, the high school shop classmate had sold them. My neighbor now has them in his chimney. Oh boy. That's crazy. So a little bit about SH2-129. Sharpless 2-129 is a 10th magnitude bright nebula appearing in the constellation Cepheus. It is 9,318 light years away from our solar system. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of nuts. Sharpless 2129 appears roughly about 100 by 65 arc minutes. That is gigantic. 100 arc minutes. Which means it's going to take up virtually my entire camera. That's how big this is. Corresponding to a physical diameter of 271 light years. That's a big object. So, and actually, Joanne, which is kind of crazy, is that some of the objects that are SH objects, there are some that are well known. It's just that they have different catalogs. That's all. Oh, excuse me, I burped. Trying to see if I can pull out just a little bit more detail. Ah, jeez, it went too bright again. There we go. Sorry. So there you go. So you do have some nebulosity right there. Look at that. You got some right here, and then it goes around, and you got some right here. How cool is that? It's a, I mean, it says it's a bright object, but it's not that bright. Once I stack this, it's going to be really, really good. I might have to kick up the gain a little bit, just so I can get some detail going. Let me see what I can do here. Hang on, let me see. There we go. It's kind of hard to pull out the detail with just one image. Yeah, I mean, we're all used to Messier objects. That's the thing. We're very, very used to Messier objects. Of course, naturally, you're not going to see anything in the camera on the right, but that's okay. So, a little bit about sharpless objects. Are we ready? So, it's called the Sharpless Catalog. Okay? Sharpless Catalog is a list of 313 hydrogen-2 regions, which is Mission Nebula. It's intended to be a comprehensive north of declination of negative 27 degrees. It does not include some nebulas south of that declination as well. Here's your list. I'm not going to go over all of them. Naturally, I'm not going to do that. We could be here all night if I went through all the objects. I'm going to do ones that are well known, that people know of, so you can get an idea. Like I said, we all know the Orion Nebula. Everyone knows the Orion Nebula. But with Orion, it has like 3 or 4 different classifications. Did you know that the one object that's off of the Orion, which is called the Running Man, I don't know, but more experienced astronomers know the Running Man, which is off of that. It actually is Sharpless 2-279. And M42, which is Orion, actually is Sharpless 281. Who knew? So you get an idea of that, of saying that, oh, well, we all know M42, but we didn't know about Sharpless 281. Now you could take that to your friends and you could say, hey, did you ever image Sharpless 281? And they'll be like, well, what the heck is that? You could say, oh, that's Orion. Pretty cool. There's about 30 of them, objects that are well known in the sky right now, that you could say, okay, I know exactly what that is. So here's just a brief list of ones that are out there. The Bug Nebula. Okay? We all know the Bug Nebula is 6302, but it's also Sharpless 6. It's kind of interesting. The Lagoon Nebula, which we all know that as Messier 8. Well, that's Sharpless 25. Who knew? That's kind of interesting. The Trifid, which actually sits right next to the Lagoon. Trifid we know of as M20, Messier 20, or NGC 6514. It's Sharpless 30. The Omega. So you're noticing that all these are all within that little range of where the southern, like, view. You're noticing they're all right there. So you have the Trifid, the Lagoon. Here's the Omega. The Omega's M17 or NGC 6618. It's Sharpless 45. Which is kind of interesting. And the Eagle Nebula, which is interesting. The Eagle is M16. And it's Sharpless 49. The Tulip Nebula is a big one. That's Sharpless 101. The Crescent, which is NGC 6888. That's Sharpless 105. Which is kind of interesting. Do we all know what NGC 7000 is? Yeah, that's the North American Nebula. That's Sharpless 117. The Cave Nebula, which we got about a week and a half ago, the Cave is actually Sharpless 155. The Bubble, which we also got. So you're noticing these are all emission nebulas. That's what we're getting. So the Cave Nebula is SH, which is Sharpless 155. And the Bubble is NGC 7635. It's Sharpless 162. The Pac-Man, which we'll be getting in about a month from now, roughly about 3 weeks. We'll be getting the Pac-Man, which sits off of Cassiopeia. So we'll be getting that one. So that one you're going to see, which is going to be really cool. The Pac-Man is Sharpless 184, which is nice. Do I remember the Heart and Soul? Yeah, the Heart and Soul is on here. That's SH-199. The California Nebula. I don't remember that one. That's NGC-14. That one is SH-220. The Flaming Star Nebula is SH-229. The most well-known one, Messier 1. The Crab. 244 is what that one is. The Jellyfish Nebula, that's 248. The Rosette is 275. The Running Man is 279. Barnard's Loop. Does anybody know what Barnard's Loop is? No. No, Joanne. Turtle is not an SH object. It's not a mission. It's just nebula. That's all it is. Barnard's Loop actually sits right off of Orion. So I could get this in the winter, only if you want me to, but I could do it. I could get a gigantic mosaic, and I mean gigantic mosaic. Boy, I'd love to do it too. I think it'd be really, really cool if I could do it. I'll get the whole Barnard's Loop. I mean, that would be amazing. And it's huge. It's the entire constellation of Orion. So you have Bellatrix, you have Betelgeuse, you have Rigel. So you have the entire thing, which is really neat. But Barnard's Loop is 276. The Flame Nebula is 277. Orion is 288. Thor's Helmet, which is actually NGC's 2359, that's 298. So these are the big objects. Now, of course, in that list, 129 doesn't even show up, which is the Flying Bat Nebula, which is crazy. I don't know why. Now, here's a little bit more information on it too. And I know it's a little confusing, but there's a lot of objects out there, and I don't understand why they have 5 different classifications or catalogs into one object. To me, that doesn't make sense. But that's what they do. Betelgeuse is a star, yes. But what I'm saying is all the stars that are out there in Orion, which is Betelgeuse, Bellatrix, Alnitek, all the stars in Orion. That's what makes up the Orion constellation. And I said Betelgeuse, right. Yes. I know. Confusing. I know. Trying to get this a little bit brighter, but not too bright. Just enough that you could see the nebula. I mean, that's pretty darn good. Right there should do it. That's pretty good. And that's pretty neat. Once we stack this, now what I did was I changed the gain. I moved it up a little bit, so we'll see it a little bit better, which will be nice. I opened up a window because it's freaking hot in here. Yeah. Betelgeuse it's a red hypergiant, and that sits in the constellation of Orion. So there's a lot of big stars. Now, Betelgeuse sits about 600 light years away from us, and it's a very interesting star. For all we know, Betelgeuse has already exploded. Now, when they are red hypergiants, they could go into like a mode where it swells up and it just goes boom. What do you mean by is there a corona one of something? And here's the crazy part, Kitsune. This is crazy. So the star sits about 600 light years away. We are looking at that star, and even the stars that you see on the screen here, like those bright stars that you see. We're looking at those stars in the past, which is crazy to think about that. It's taken 600 years for light from that star to reach us. Now, put it in perspective. If the sun blows up today, or like a light switch, pop, done. Oh, it's just gone. It would take light 8 minutes to reach us from the sun. Well, what? Yes, please. Just a little bit, thank you. Well, SH is just, what that is just a catalog number. So that's like, NGC is New General Catalog, SH is Sharpless, M is for Messier, which is Charles Messier. There's Caldwell. There's IC objects. There's UC objects, UGC objects. There is so many. Yeah, and Jeff Lucas says the one on the left is a little grainy. Yeah, the one on the it's because I was shooting this at 7 for the gain. It's just a little grainy. Now I'm gonna shoot it at 10. The only reason I'm doing that is because for the live audience. If I were to shoot this at 1 gain, you won't. This is the best you'll see. You won't see anything. And I'm taking the histogram and I'm stretching this as much as I possibly can, which naturally I don't want to do. If I was to do this for stacking purposes, you'd want to keep the gain as low as possible, because if you do it that way, if you have high gain and you try to stack it, it's going to look like junk. But again, we're shooting this right now. We have... Oh, we're done. So I just finished the image. So this is a 10. Okay, so this is 10, but you can see, you're starting to see detail without me even stretching the image. So if I were to take this and go to curves... Okay. Yeah, we're not doing a live stack. Yeah, so Jeff says that we're, like you thought this was a live stack. It is not. This is just a single image, and all I'm doing is I'm just using the histogram, and I'm blowing out the histogram all the way out. There we go. So now I could take this and bring this down. Bring this down a little bit. There we go. And then take this and move this over to the right. There you go. So what's really cool is that it's amazing. Look at the stupid the COVID-19, exactly. What's kind of crazy too is that all of us were once inside. Exactly. Well, that's what we're all made of, and that's exactly right. You got it. They say now that the dimming of Betelgeuse at the start of the year is a huge sunspot, a mega sunspot. You want to know what? I think so. I think you're right. Well, here's the other thing, too. Did you hear about this, everyone? I thought this was kind of cool. We got a little bit of space news. Space news. Space news. I don't know if anybody has heard this, but about the sun. No, it's not going to blow up. Don't worry. It's not going to blow up. Not right now, anyways. But it's in lockdown. Did you hear that? I thought that was kind of neat. What that means is when it's in lockdown, that means it's not much of an activity. Now, we know solar maximum and solar minimum. It goes through certain times every 11 years. So every 11 years, you're going to see sunspots all over the place. Then the next 11 years, you're going to see virtually nothing. And that's exactly what's going on. Is you're viewing the sun and you don't see any activity. There's no sunspots. Now, granted, yes, you can see the corona. You can see the CMEs, which is the coronal mass ejections. If you have like an actual Coronado, which is really nice, a Coronado telescope, you can see the actual solar flares on the edges, which is so cool. But if you have just white light filters, the white light filters are really neat, and you can actually see the sunspots, and you can actually image it. Well, lately, over the last year and a half, we haven't seen anything. You might be lucky to even get one sunspot. It's just because it's in solar minimum. And that means you're not getting really anything, which is crazy to think about. Oh, excuse me, I burped. Which is very, very interesting. Dust theory. Yeah, there's still string theory too. Yeah. There's been a lot of science news too. A lot of space news, which is very interesting. Yeah, what is Morgello cooking tonight? He was making some good stuff last time we were streaming. Yep, it's an 11-year cycle. That's exactly right. And it's the solar minimum and solar maximum. But they also did say something about that it's actually going to go through an actual bear period. Where it could possibly be up to 30 to 40 years before we actually start to see it maximize again. Which it doesn't happen very often. Which is crazy to think about. And it could be quiet for a very long time. But keep in mind that when it comes back, it might come back stronger. So we gotta be very, very cautious. Breaded chicken nuggets with spicy some. Oh man, now you're making me hungry. Dang. Morgello's got some good stuff over there. I think we're gonna go have a party at Morgello's house. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a few of these. We're taking 7-minute exposures on the left. And you could really see the detail right here. You can see it going right across here, over here, and then it looks like it made 2 spots meet right here. And then it comes around this way, and then it comes around. So it almost looks like a bat with its 2 wings coming right out. So you can use your imagination as much as possible. But I think it's really cool. And when we stack this, it's going to turn really good. I can definitely feel it. Now, what's really, really cool is if I could try to extend it just a little bit more, and which I think we will. Let me see. Oh, guiding's really good. Where are we at for exposure time? Oh, good. So we got about a minute. We're going to extend this to 10 minutes. And we're going to see what we get. And see if we can pull out just a little bit more. Yes, scanning the forehead before you enter. Ah! Yeah, we have to do that everywhere we go now. Now, by the raise of your hands, is everybody wearing a mask on this stream? No, I'm just kidding. Social distancing. 6 feet. 6 feet. So everybody keeps their distance today. And if you're sick, you have to stay home. I'm just kidding. We have lots of fun anyways. Let me just message Jeff here. Jeff is going to sleep. 6 feet ain't enough. No, it's not. No, it is not. 6 states away. There you go. Alright, so we're finishing the next one, and we're going to extend this to 10 minutes. We're going to see what we get. Alright, so that's done. That's perfect. Okay, we'll stop it, and then we'll go to 10. Alright. We'll get a couple of these, and then we'll flip to another object. So we could either do, and here's the best part, with the one camera's color, the other camera can do hydrogen alpha, we can get either object, so we can go nuts. So we could find an object in the sky. We got about 20 minutes, and we can find something in the sky. So is there anything out there that anybody is interested in me getting? Right now we're sitting at right in the sweet spot where there's a lot of good things in the area, which I think is awesome. Yeah, the Earth is flat and the sun is white. Yeah. That I did hear that it affects ham radio. I did hear that. I think that's kind of interesting. Let me see what we could find. We got a little bit of time here. It's only 11:22, so we got some time. Let's take a look. Let's see here. NGC 6946. What is that one? That's the fireworks galaxy. That's up there. Okay. Yeah, well, I know how you feel, and then the weather doesn't help anything either. Right, that's the Elephant Trunk Nebula right there. That's the cave. Are there any... Let's see, are there any suggestions? Let's see here. By the way, I have a big screen now too, so I can be able to look at this and I don't have to squint. I don't have to see anything. I can just look and just... It's so nice. I got the cable going right to the laptop into the big screen. It's a 42-inch television that I can use and then see what we get, which is amazing. There's a lot of star clusters in the area, but... And keep in mind, we're doing this with the moon just coming up now, too, so... But we're getting in hydrogen alpha, which you won't have really any too much of a problem. Oh yeah, I mean here's what I'll do. Stacy, I'll message you the picture here. I'll show you. So, let's see here. I'll do this here, so you'll get an actual front seat here. There you go. Here. There we go. There we go. That's pretty neat. So I just sent that over. And what's great about this is it's 1920 by, well, it's 1080p is what it is. So I'm looking at this on 1080p on a gigantic screen. And then what I did was, if you want, I could send the picture out to everyone of what it looks like compared to the little old laptop screen. Yes. Yes, that is. Because I'm stretching this out so much. Here's what I'll do. I got a better idea. Here's what I'll do. I'm just going to show you. Window capture. I will show everyone what I mean. Okay. Alright. This is the curves. Okay? So you can get an idea of what I mean. I'll make it a little bit bigger, okay? So you can see the curves. Now, if I hit reset, okay, this is it reset completely. So you can see the line. Straight. Right across. Alright. Now, I can use the histogram, so I could take this, and what you want to do is you want to take this one down and bring it as close to the left side as possible. Then you take this one, and this is your detail. And you bring this all the way out, and you can see the detail as it goes along. Now, of course, when we take this 10-minute image that's coming up soon, you'll get even more detail. Well, of course, and I will, and I already have some darks at different times, so that'll bring it out. So the only reason I'm doing it on this is for purposes so everybody can see it. Everybody wants to see the image now. It's like, give me the image now. I don't need to see it tomorrow. I don't need to see it next week. Now, what we'll do next is, let's see, so this one here. We'll get rid of this one. Okay, we'll get rid of that one. We don't need that one anymore. So we got that one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 7, 9. So those are the hydrogen alpha ones. Okay. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll label it as SH29. Okay, so now it's saving. Perfect. Yeah, it's true. Very true. Alright, where do we stand? Oh, first image is done for the 10-minute image. So let's take a look and see what we got. So this is your 10-minute image now. And what's great about this is you'll be able to see the curves, okay? So here's the curves. And we'll stretch this. So we're going to stretch it here. Right about there. And we'll stretch this out. Okay, stretch it a little bit more. That's giving a little bit more detail. At a 10-minute image, that's pretty nice. That's pretty awesome. I'm just creating a folder here, so this way I'm going to start using DSS live. So this way we'll place all these ones in here. Perfect. All right, now we're going to pull up DSS. Deep Sky Stacker Live, fantastic. Pull that up. That one over. Where is my Deep Sky Stacker Live one? I know it's here somewhere. Alright, now what we'll do is we'll shrink this down. So this way you'll still see the... we'll move this up to the top. We got way too many windows. Ha ha, too many windows. We got windows everywhere today. Okay, we have 5 images in here. We're gonna go to stacked image. See what we get here. One problem is that I've noticed that I had is ever since I plugged in the TV to this, I noticed that all my windows is a little different. So I had to try to do this. So yes, my little sensor don't have that much, so that's why I... Yeah, this is a big sensor. This is just short of a full frame sensor. Both of these are about the same. The sensor on the camera on the left is just going to be a slight bit bigger than the camera on the right. I'll get the resolution. This way you'll be able to know what it is. But yeah, it's much bigger. It's a lot bigger than you would have for, say, what like an ASI would be. Unless if you have the 1600, and then you get the 1600, which that's gigantic. There we go. There we go. Deep Sky Stacker Live. There we go. The camera on the left. Okay. Well, this is 5 images that are stacked one on top of the other. Trying to pull out a little bit more detail. I mean, that's as much detail as I'm going to be able to pull out for right now until I can get some more images. So we'll get a couple more. Yeah, focus is good on both of these. The guiding's really good. We're at 0.12 pixels, which is really nice. So what we'll do is we'll save this one. And here comes the next image. This is going to be a 10-minute image coming up here. It's going to be stacked with Deep Sky Stacker Live here, so we'll see what we get. Not bad. You can really see the detail throughout the left side here, and then the detail on the right side. So, looking pretty good. And actually, I kind of screwed up the right side here. What do we got going on here? Why do I have this? Oh, snaptastic. Let me see here. Hang on. There we go. We'll get rid of that. There we go. Much better. I don't know why that other one came up out of nowhere. So with this being a 10th magnitude, it's pretty dim. It says it's bright, but it's really not. With something like that, like the Crescent is like an 8. The North American Nebula is like a 7. Plus 7, that is. So you're going to see that it's just really dim. Oh, it does. James, no doubt about it. 2 or 3, I would stare at the sky and wonder. Stars beyond. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and I always looked up, I mean, the biggest fascination on my end was the moon. So when I was a kid, I always looked at the moon and always wondered, what were all those little, like the discoloration? I didn't know they were craters when I was a kid. I had no idea. Which I think is kind of cool. And Kim Twister is here. Welcome, Kim Twister. Welcome to the party. Kim Twister, we are getting a sharpless object. None of us can reach the rainbow, unfortunately. Wish we could. Yeah, so Kim, this actually, now that you're coming in and you're joining, is that this is the Flying Bat Nebula. And again, I can outline it just a little bit here. Is this would be the one wing, which is right here. Okay? This is the actual bat right here. And then this is the other wing right here. So it looks like it's a bat flying in space. And then, of course, I have Deep Sky Stacker Live. I have that pulled up too. And that's right here. So that's pretty cool. There's kudos out to Sobani. This is their filter. It's the Sobani H Alpha filter. It's a 7 nanometer filter that we're getting with this. And the detail that you get on this compared to now, here's the thing, okay? So same camera, same telescope, same everything, okay? We're going to go back. Okay, we're going to go back to one of the original images that we took, okay? So this right here, actually we'll do, let's see, we'll do that one, okay? So this one here is a luminance filter, okay? This is a luminance filter, same camera, same exposure, same everything. We're going to use the grid here. Everybody get your sunglasses on, because I just messed that up. There we go. Hope everybody's blind now. My bad. Okay, so this right here is a luminance. You can't see anything. There is absolutely no nebula. Actually, this is in Cepheus. So we're just a little bit over. So that's crazy. This right here, there is not a single nebula. Yeah, here's the problem though, James, is that I can't get my 114mm telescope to focus with the one camera, so I have to use the other camera. So I have to get that set up. And then I have to put a wide field camera on there so this way I can maneuver it easily without having to try to find an object. Yeah. Yeah, 9 dust motes. Yeah, here, I'll show you. We can take this and then... Whoa, jeez, I did it again. Here. There we go. There's your dust motes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then here's a 9th one right there. It's the dust mote constellation. Look at all these dust motes. They're everywhere. But you can't see it in the hydrogen alpha one. So this is the hydrogen alpha one. We got another one. So this is another 10-minute image. So we're just about done with this object because we've gotten how many? Let's see. How many have we taken in hydrogen alpha? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've taken 2 at 10 minutes and 4 at 7 minutes. So we've taken quite a bit. So we've taken a lot. So now my next question is, now that we have the colored camera, is there any object out there that's in the area that we can get? Let's pull it up and see. Are there any suggestions? We could try. Here's a good one, and I think we might be able to clear it. I think. So, are we ready to get an object that we haven't gotten in? Oh God, I didn't get this object in about 4 years, 4.5 years. I think we're gonna go get another object. Let's go for it, everyone. Let's have some fun. We're going on a trip, but we're gonna find another object. Yeah, we're gonna have some loads of fun now. Here we go. Let's do it. I think we're gonna have enough room. And I think we cleared the roof for this object. So we learned about the Sharpless, which, by the way, had 2 different catalogs in 2 different years. I didn't think I told everybody that. So, to end Sharpless and close the book on this, here it is. Okay? This story time. In 1953, and you can get this right off of Wikipedia, by the way, it's all right there, but you can read right with me. In 1953, Stuart Sharpless, that's his name, joined the staff of the United States Naval Observatory Flagstaff Station, where he surveyed and cataloged H2 regions of the Milky Way. Using the images from the Polar Sky Survey, from this work, Sharpless published his catalog of H2 regions in 2 editions. The first edition was in 1953, where he got 142 nebulas. The second and final edition was in 1959, and it was 312. Sharpless coordinates are based on the star catalogs of the Bonner Durchmusterung BD, or the Cordoba Durchmusterung, which is also CD, but the second release was adjusted to just 1900 epoch. What that just means is that's the location in the sky. In the second release, some coordinates for southern hemisphere regions have an uncertainty of over 1 arc minute. This can make them difficult to find, so a revised catalog called the BFS, which is the Blitz, Fitch, and Stark, not Tony Stark, was released, with 65 new regions and 20 removals. Most of the removed items were aforementioned nebula or remnants. The 312 items in Sharpless sometimes overlap with the 110 Messier objects. Also, they will overlap the 7,840 objects in the NGC, which is called the New General Catalog, or the Caldwell Catalog itself, which is the best of other catalogs of 109. I'm throwing numbers out at you like crazy here. Just nuts. There's even more. The RCW Catalog, which is the contemporary catalogs, were gum. Yeah, there's actually gum objects, by the way, GUM, where they're mainly covered in the Southern Hemisphere. So, James, there you go. Southern Hemisphere. So there you have it. By the way, Stuart Sharpless was born on March 29th, 1926, and just recently passed away within the last 7 years. So, our RIP, Stuart Sharpless. He was an American astronomer who carried out fundamental work in the structures of the Milky Way galaxy. Very interesting. So now we know about that. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing about Neowise too. Alright, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop the... Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Alright, now we're going to move the mount. So now my question is, do we have enough space? Do we have enough room? We should. Whoops, too far. Okay, perfect, right there. Alright, we should be dead center here. Let's take a look and see here. I'll take a 40-second exposure here, and we'll see. And I want to go look for the comet, too. I think what I might do is before I go to bed tonight, I want to set up my camera and look north. And hopefully I'll be able to get it. Hoping. Alright, so we're taking a 40-second exposure here. See what we get here. Okay. 40-second is done. I want to see where we are. Yep, we're in the right spot. Perfect. Good, good, good. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll start the guider back up again. Okay, perfect. Oh, what happened to the planner? Huh. Always seems to disappear every single time. That's okay. Okay, so now... Alright, there we go. Is there clouds coming through? Yes. Naturally. It's right on time where they said it was going to be. It was a little after midnight, so... just want to get just a couple images of this object. It's another new one that we haven't gotten in a long time, so this will be pretty cool. Hopefully, we'll be able to get something here. I'm hoping that the guider will settle down. Hoping. We'll see here. We'll see. I'm taking a shorter exposure, so I think we should be fine. Oh boy, it's... Oh boy. Yeah, clouds are coming through. Oh, snaptastic. That... But just... so, while we're waiting for... I'm hoping it's only just one little cloud band. I'm hoping. Which I'm not really sure. But the object that I wanted to try to see if we can get... And it is in view. So we do see it. It is here. I'm going to zoom in on the camera on the right. Because it's in color. Stars are a little murky only because the clouds are coming through. Which is this object right here. I know it doesn't look like much. It doesn't seem like much. Yeah, well, 0.68. It's getting worse. Whoa, snap! We're at 4.61. Oh boy. It's trying to make adequate positions, but okay. But I'm getting sidetracked. So this object here, okay. Which, by the way, here, hang on. There we go. Okay, so this object here is off of the star Calf. Okay, so if you don't know what Calf is actually off, and we're starting to get to Cassiopeia. How amazing is that? So now Cassiopeia is just rising just enough now at midnight where we can actually start to get it. Now, Calf is one of the stars in Cassiopeia. So you have Calf, Shidar, whatever it is, Navi, Rubok, and Segan. So those are the stars that form Cassiopeia. This is the one at the very, very top. Now, if you look at these three stars here, this is an actual object, which is really, really cool. And the object, the name of it, and actually I'm going to change it on here because I never did, because it's not the Flying Bat Nebula anymore. I know the suspense. Everyone's like, just tell me, for God's sakes, what is it, man? VANDENBERG1. Vandenberg 1. So who knew there's another object catalog, which is this one right here. And what it is it's these three stars right there. It is 1990 light years away from our solar system. Its apparent size is 9 arc minutes. Its corresponding physical diameter is 5 light years. So these 3 stars that you see here, the distance between all the stars is 5 light years. That's what these ones are right here. And they're small stars. They're very tiny stars. So you can see that they're right there. Which is really, really cool. Now, this is an 8th magnitude bright nebula. Now you're looking at it and you're probably like, I don't see no nebula. Are you kidding me? I don't see nothing. Well, the reason why you don't see anything is, one, we're only taking a 4-minute exposure. That's for one. And the clouds are coming through, which makes it even worse. Which is friggin' stupid. But these stars that you see there, those 3 stars kind of remind you. Now, if we were to take a long enough exposure in color, it'll remind you of what M45 is. And do we all know what M45 is? Well, yes, it's the Pleiades. And these stars have the same properties as the Pleiades. So if we were to take a long enough exposure of these 3 stars, zoom back in again, go to 2. Okay, that's these 3 right here. If we were to take a long enough exposure, you're going to start seeing a little bit of blue nebulosity all throughout these 3 stars. Kind of like what the Pleiades does, which, by the way, I can't wait to get the Pleiades in color. Oh my god. If I can get it with the monochrome camera, with the LRGB, oh man, we're going to have some loads of fun with that. So, you'd see some blue around here, which is really neat, and that's what Vandenberg 1 is. Now, here's the really, 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 really cool part is, if I could take this, now, if you were to look carefully, again, you have to look very, very carefully, there's a little brown spot. I'm going to try to move it over just a little bit more here. I don't know if you could see it or not. Let me see. Yes, you can. Okay. There's a little brown spot right here. This little brown spot is like a little void, which is really, really cool. That's another part of the object. It almost looks like like you know when you scratch yourself and you get a scab? I know that sounds gross and disgusting, but it's true. Is that's what it looks like. If you ever get a chance, look up Vandenberg 1. Just let's do some homework. Let's go on the internet. Let's Google this, okay? Everyone, let's Google. Okay? Of course, you get a soccer player. Sepp Vandenberg. He's a Dutch professional football player who played center. It's not what I'm looking for. What about Gerard J. Vandenberg? He's a scholar citation. Not even close. There we go. Here, I'm gonna send a picture here. Of course, all credit goes to them, so it doesn't go to me. I'm not that kind of person that would take an image like this. This is what you call an absolutely 100% phenomenal image of what Vandenberg 1 looks like. Will I get an image like this? Absolutely not. There's no chance in hell would I get an image like this. But this will give you an idea of what this will look like. Okay? Hang on, let me try to see if it's really bright on the camera on the right here. You can start to see a little bit of nebulosity through this, through it being a 4-minute image. Is the clouds gone? Yes, clouds are gone. Alright, good. Let me guide it on a better star here. Alright, go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Let's crank it to 420. Ha! 420. It's actually called a reflection nebula, but that's what it is. Alright, that looks much better. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, what if I were to take... zoom this into 100% here. And of course, the stars that we're looking at are these three right here. So we're going to take this, and then we're going to curves. Okay. So you're going to probably see a little bit of nebulosity in those three stars, but not a lot. And that little void is going to be this thing right here. So you're going to see something. If I were to stack this and take long exposures, now of course this is in hydrogen alpha, I could flip this back to luminance and you'd start to get some information, start to get some data throughout here. Which I could. It's only 12 o'clock. This is all in hydrogen alpha, so it's going to be a little bit different. But I most certainly could. Who wants me to flip the filter? Want me to flip it to luminance? The only problem is we're getting clouds again. Alright, I'm gonna flip it. What I want to do, see where we are for time exposure. Okay, good. So it just finished. Okay. So I'm gonna stop it there. Alright, we're gonna wait for this one to finish. This is gonna be, we'll do it at 57%. That's fine. Okay. Alright, we'll stop the guider. Okay, let me go flip the filter. Alright, so I flipped the filter. Okay. Of course, naturally now, I have to refocus this, which we will do right now. Okay. So we should be fairly good on focus. We shouldn't be too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Making it focused here. Perfect, right there. That's focused. It's amazing how I can do that just from inside here and get this completely focused. How cool is that? Alright, now. 1, 2, 3. Let's move this over. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, right there. Alright. Now we'll start the guider again. Okay. Alright, so now we'll take long exposures for this one again. Alright, so now we'll start taking images again. Perfect. So we'll take a few of these and then we will call it a night. So hopefully we'll be able to get some detail. Take off my shoes. I'm pretty much done out there. I got everything all taken care of out there. Ouch. We'll see what we get from this. This will be interesting. 0.5. So where it's going to be on the camera on the left is it's going to be these 3 stars right here. What I'll do is I'll zoom in here to 100%. That's going to be these 3. We have about less than 2 minutes to go, and then you're going to start seeing it. And of course, that little gaping, gap is going to be this right here. So hopefully, we'll be able to get everything. Oh, excuse me. Because we're back on luminance now. Alright, 10 seconds, and we're going to see what we get here on the camera on the left. So be interesting. Oh, that's bright. Oh yeah, you can see it. There you go. How about that? Look at that, guys. How cool is that? There's actual nebulosity all throughout here. Look at that. That's really cool. Let me just zoom out here. I'll go to 75% here. Naturally, the stupid dust motes get in the way again. So, but you still get just, I mean, it fits like right in there. You can see it. It's so cool. So what I'll do is we'll zoom back out to 25%. Oh, too bright. That's pretty cool. Now let's see what it looks like on the other camera. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a 480-second image. Coming up on the camera on the right. Let's take a look here. We moved the camera just a little bit here. That's going to be these 3 stars right there. Not much nebulosity on the camera on the right. Kind of odd that you don't see anything. Yeah, there's a little bit. There's a tiny, tiny bit around these 3 stars. Not a lot, but there's a tiny bit. I think it's one of those ones that you have to stack in order to see it. Yeah, there's a little bit around the outside edges here. Not bad. Again, it's a really small object, but still pretty neat, though. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what we get. Let's do it. Well, let's take a look and see. Alright, so there's one. That's that one there. That one can go, because we don't need that one. Okay. Okay, we don't need that one, because that was bad. No. I don't need that one. Okay, let's see here. So we've taken 2 so far. So we'll save these. Batch save. Okay. So we'll save these ones. Okay. So give me a second. I'm just getting this all set up and ready to go. Okay. There's 2 images in there, so we'll get that set up and ready to go. There we go. Now you're going to start seeing some information, start seeing some detail now. So now, there we go, everyone. This is with 2 images stacked. Here comes the 3rd one. Ready? Here comes the 3rd one. Much better. And you're starting to see a little bit of blurriness around the stars here. Around these 3. Yeah, I did hear about that, James. That is pretty cool. So real quick, we're going to learn about Vandenberg. Just waiting for this image to finish here to see what we got. Getting to bed again? Let me see. Hang on. Oh my god. Yep, clouds just went through. Holy hell. Oh, yes. Oh boy, there's a lot of clouds. Yeah, I mean, look at the image on the left. You can't even see anything. Oy. But good news is we got some stuff. So, well, pretty much gonna be wrapping it up, which is okay. We got a few objects tonight, which is great. I'd say another successful night. I'll be setting up the camera tonight, and then start it at about 4 a.m. and we'll see if we get something. Hoping that would be really cool that I'll be able to get the comet. So, with that being said, we had a huge turnout tonight. A lot of people watching, which was super awesome. Lots of people to thank tonight. And we had Kim, Joanne, we had Mr. James Dugan, Astro Live channel, which, Chris, it's always a pleasure for you to come on, which is great. Justin, I know you were on for the first time in forever. Stacy, it's always good to see you coming on. Rita from Sobani, it's amazing. Kitsune, I love it. Putting out, input, and I love it. Talking about astronomy. Mr. Morgello. And all the lurkers out there. may go live tomorrow night and then see what we get for this morning. So we'll find out. We will see. So with that being said, I'm going to let a couple songs play. You guys have a wonderful night. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be clear. So let me know what kind of objects you want me to get. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
But it makes no sense. I need space to find myself, a little time to get some rest. If I stay, I lose my breath. I'm going to find my space. We did it before, now I'm going down when I just wanna stay high. We did it before, now I'm going down when I just wanna space out. Why can't we talk about it? I don't think that you realize how far deep I'm drowning, and I don't feel that you're on my side. I need space to find myself, a little time to get some rest. If I stay, I lose my breath. I'm going to find my space. We did it before, now I'm going down when I just wanna stay high. We did it before, now I'm going down when I just wanna space out. Space out. I just wanna space out. Space out. Space out. Space out. I need space to find myself, a little time to get some rest. If I stay, I lose my breath. I'm going to find my space.